And welcome. Here we go. Season 2, Episode 1 of the Dorks and Forks podcast. Before anything goes on, I just wanted to say a good friend of our show, Mr. Aaron Dilks, he was on our show twice. During our break, he passed away. And I just want to have a moment of silence for him right off the bat and actually dedicate not only the show but the whole season to Aaron. So a little moment of silence for Aaron.
What a loss.
And we're here. Brian Wild, host and creator of Dorks and Forks. Thank you for tuning in. Across from me, as per usual, coming back, the Reverend Dan Sanches.
Here I am, one more time.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. And to the right of me, we're trying something new. You know, last season we had like a rotating third chair, but I thought I would bring in a permanent third chair.
And you surprised me on my birthday when you asked me.
Yeah, you came in at GOAT.
It was so
working at GOAT,
romantic.
yeah. And you look so good.
Thank you.
And I was like, man, and I was like, and you know, let me just say Jinni Hayes here. Jinni, I followed on Facebook. You know, you always kind of popped up on my Facebook. And
They call that stalking.
It's because he's a MILF hunter.
total MILF hunter. So,
A cougar
yeah,
chaser.
I really
Okay.
liked what you did. You kind of, you're really into craft beer and, you know, kind of geeky. And we kind of grew up together, too. You know, we grew up in the same neighborhood.
We did way before Stewart's even graced Bear and put it on its map. We were down there. It was nowhere to what it is now.
Yeah.
It was hell.
Yeah. Well, it was the burbs, right?
It wasn't even prairie land.
If you've never been to the suburbs, don't ever go to the suburbs.
No, we were the forgotten. I'm pretty
understand.
sure we were the left behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind
What
of.
neighborhood was that?
Kingscroft?
Kingscroft.
Scarsboro?
Oh.
All right, that's enough of
yeah.
a family reunion here.
Yeah. Well,
No,
you
wait.
know, who knows?
It was a big, suburban Delaware. I was Salem Woods, which is one of also like the bigger
Sure.
Oh, Christiana.
suburban type
Yeah,
areas
you're
in
Christiana
Delaware.
High School.
Yeah.
Right? We were William Penn.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I actually had the Catholic school uniform for a while.
Oh,
Do you still have it?
Oh, God.
I bet
I've
you'd
not-
still fit into it.
Oh, geez. You know what? All right, gentlemen.
Okay, and
I might
to
fit
the
somewhere
left
if I
of
wear that
me,
costume, too.
Chef Chris Baittinger.
Hey!
Hello.
Did he
Thanks
mess
for
up
having me,
your
guys.
last name?
Thank you.
Did he mess
Yeah.
up your last name? Is that right?
No, he actually said my last name
Oh,
right.
man. We've been screwing it up like all week.
Well, I
so
mean,
great.
when everybody calls me Bates, so
Gotcha.
Yeah.
you would be amazed who does mess that up.
But he calls everyone Mama when he forgets us girls'
Hey,
names.
Mama.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
found his
I
tell.
like that one.
Cupcake.
It's better than
sweetheart.
Darlin. A lot of girls get offended at Darlin.
Yeah, darling.
You know what? It's funny for me because I was raised by a Southern family, so there was always deer and all of that, and there have been people that have been offended by it, but I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
just like, look, I'm just being nice to you. It's not. I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's
I'm not,
my nice.
It's.
Yeah,
I got
that's-
yelled at for saying "ma'am" last week.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
really? I'm teaching my son
Yeah.
to say
It's a
yes
proper
or no,
manner.
sir.
If they want the
Right.
meanest city, tell them to go to Philadelphia. We're in
Yeah,
Wilmington.
or even like holding a door open. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you go to Wawa.
I can do that myself!
Yeah, you go to Wawa or
That's
something,
great.
and
Yeah.
they you hold the door open for
Yeah.
someone, and they're.
Did
like,
you ever see that
they're
thing where the
offended.
guy held the door for a girl and she said no, so he went and pulled her and put her back in the store? Now, granted, this was obviously staged, but it was
That's
funny
great.
as hell.
I will say
that
your
is real
staff
funny.
is amazingly friendly. That was one of the takeaways I had last week, was just how kind of courteous they all were
Bunch
when I
of
came in.
goofballs. We're having
They are. I
fun.
didn't talk about goofballs. I said they were really
So wait, do we even
well
say
mannered.
where Chris is
Well,
from
no,
yet?
actually, well, look, he's from local 302 barbecue, right?
Locale BBQ Post.
Locale.
Locale
But it's not
BBQ
locale.
Post.
No, it's not locale.
Protein is very high.
Local with an E.
Yeah.
So traditionally, what we do is we do a little shot, and then we go to our opening theme song, and then we'll
did some
get
drinks.
down to business. All right.
good.
So we are drinking. What do
Lots
we
of
have there,
things.
Chris?
Jinni?
South Shot, original,
Yeah.
barrel aged small batch.
From?
Well, it better be from Kentucky.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
a small batch. Actually, I
It
took
has
a
it has
picture
a
of the
logo
card.
and label very similar to another reputable American whiskey
Does it?
Yeah.
that our friend across the seas might be enjoying right now.
What is it?
It looks kind of like it's like a fake Jack label.
A fake? Oh, you think?
I could well, the font.
The font, the
font.
black and white motif.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, because
Imitation is the greatest form of
I feel
flattery.
like
Right,
you know, I
exactly.
feel like there's another company that does more of a bigger rip.
This is actually
Oh, yeah,
bottled
there's like one
by
that's
a
super
place in
direct.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's I knew you
Wonder
were.
how close that is
You're a
to
North Carolina boy.
Well,
right?
no, my family's in Charleston, so
Oh, right.
I might have to try to find out if
Track them down.
if they have this.
Yeah.
It's only aged 6 months though.
Maybe you can work
Uh-oh.
with them to create some sauces out of
Actually,
it.
You know,
You
I
know-
never appreciated the aging of whiskeys until I did
yeah.
a whiskey tasting. And I
I've-
have to tell you, 22 years does taste better.
I actually have some notes on
I'm
South
not even going to
Shot
touch that one. I'm
bourbon.
going to let that one go, totally.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna leave that one.
Let
So
it go.
this South Shot bourbon that we're featuring that I picked up at Total Wine on Naaman's Road. It's from the USA, crafted to honor the brave men and women who built this country. South Shot is for those that are loyal to friends and family and are not fearful of challenges. It's complex and rich with hints of vanilla bean, marzipan, and toffee. It was a gold medal winner at San Francisco's Spirit Competition.
I'm pretty sure that label just basically said, this whiskey is for fucking Americans.
I don't know. South
don't know.
Carolina does have the motto softly but strongly. It's
Yeah.
the same motto
Oh,
as
yeah?
Padua.
So
tattooed
rich,
on my penis.
vanilla,
That's so funny.
spice, and mild. So here we go, guys. Thank you very much to Season 2, Episode 1, to Aaron Dilks.
To Aaron Dills, for sure.
Cheers, man.
Dorks and Forks.
Never inhale when you're doing a shot.
Not a good idea.
Smooth.
idea.
It's good, though.
There's no burn whatsoever.
No. Is that even...
I could drink
is
straight
that even
later fluid,
bourbon? Is that even bourbon?
You know,
What's
I
the
think, I
proof on
think
that?
that got the cold right out of me.
It's
I was
definitely
feeling
aged
a little
6
warm.
months. I
Yeah.
mean, there's
Yeah,
that's a
that's totally
very young.
very
All right.
young.
All right, so...
I aged my own a couple years ago, and
40%.
it definitely that's a very very young.
It
Yeah.
mellows as it ages.
Well, the problem right now
Don't
is
we all?
everybody's trying to get this stuff out as quickly as possible.
Sure, that
so
small batch.
They wanna compete.
Yeah,
you know
compete,
you
get in the
you don't
market.
have the time to age it anymore.
Yeah.
But isn't that what the whole
That's
allure
what
of it
it's
is?
all
I don't,
about.
You know?
I don't know
Pokeball.
because I think you have some people that like it and work at a certain price point, and then some people that really doesn't mind spending $60, $80, $100 for bourbon. So as kind of an affordable option, I think
That
that
does have a good taste. It doesn't have an
Yeah.
alcohol afterbite.
and that you could throw in with some ginger ale or some water or some
That's
soda
definitely
water.
a mixer.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't use that.
wouldn't-
That's not a sipper.
Yeah.
That's not a...
I don't know. That's like a chugger. I mean, you want to get, you know what
I
I'm
would
saying?
go with
Actually,
chugging.
You know what I'm saying?
usually would see little girls running around on Main Street with this.
We've
Nice.
already...
No.
You and I have already done one of these.
Does
Yeah.
it go well in a koozie?
Now this is
Does
two.
it look like Main Street would be carrying
Yeah.
that?
Now this is 2, and I know we're going to do another one
Yeah.
later.
Let's
I'm
not
afraid.
forget the octane beer that I brought to
Oh,
the
you think
The
it's
table.
too smooth?
repercussions. Yeah, I'm afraid of the repercussions.
Repercussions?
Thank God I
What did
live
they say? It
next
was
door.
40 proof.
Yeah.
All right, so for those who have watched or listened to our show before, you'll notice that we just had a new theme song. That was a new theme song
Oh my God.
from RKVC. We did
And what a great job.
we did like a 16-bit version.
I love
for
it.
us. So it's
I
very
love
like
it so much, man. When I heard it originally, I was actually cautious. I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then RKVC just knocked it out of the park. And
Yeah, those
I
guys
love
are
it.
great.
It's so much fun.
yeah. So go over to their Facebook page and and like everything they do. And Rod, Kim, and Vince Arena are just great. So welcome back, Dorks and Forks, Episode 1, Season 2. Chris Baittinger, Jinni Hayes, Dan Sanches, and B Wild. Hey guys,
And of course,
what's going on?
wait a
What's
second.
going on?
We can't, let our
Lolo.
underling go
We
out.
can't let Lolo hang out there
Okay,
in the
so we have a
wings.
lot of
on
new
now.
additions
Logan.
to Season
Is he
2.
the FNG?
He's the
Well-
FNG. Well,
And
the FPI, the fucking production intern, probably. We've got
I'm part of
Logan,
the FPI.
Kenny.
He's going to get more ass this year
Yeah.
just for doing
You
something
know,
like
Logan.
this.
Don't you go to
Logan-
Catholic school? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's
Like
no,
that
no,
ever
never.
stopped
I would
the
never
Logan's
girl?
really
go
cool,
to that
man.
place.
It's like we brought in Logan for the Dorks and Forks little movie that we made
Right.
last week, and
which introduces Jenny and
which
all of the stuff
all
we're
that
talking
stuff.
about
So
this
you know, I work with Logan
Jenny.
over
I'm gonna
at
keep saying
Goat
Jenny. I'm sorry.
Restaurant in
Wrong
North
girl.
Wilmington, and he's a young photographer, and he's hungry, and he's a really super nice kid and everything. So
And he doesn't go to
handsome.
Catholic school. He goes to Del Castle. If
Same
you
thing.
took
Drug
no.
Castle. He goes to Drug Castle.
Hey, he's
So-
surviving, keeping
Worst
clean.
beating
Yeah.
in my life.
So anyway, so yeah, we've got Logan,
We're not even
Logan
talking
Kenny,
about
man.
that.
Welcome.
Hey!
Welcome to Dorks and Forks.
Hey, kiddo.
And for all the young listeners that we have out there, the younger ladies, he's dreamy and he has
really
cute
cute.
dimples. So if
And
you're
he'll
looking
need a
for
prom
somebody-
date, or he's bringing me.
His hair is awesome.
And he's got a pretty nice butt too.
Whoa, wait a
Hey,
second.
now
Brian.
you just have one
Wait a
guy.
second.
I don't know. His mom might be listening. I would describe
Maybe.
him as wayfish. Great haircut. Way not to adopt the Bieber.
Yeah.
He's worth
Bieber.
looking
It's
at.
cute.
The Bieber
He's a
is
cute
what they
kid.
call
That's
Cute
enough
kid.
accolades. I'm giving a minor.
He's
just
a
so you
cute
know.
kid.
He's
So-
all blushing now.
I always felt like, man, when I was, his age, if some old fat guy was like, hey, I do this podcast and make movies, come
what's
be
up
my
with that?
cameraman.
They were
Like,
called
and
predators when
learn.
I was your age.
Oh, yeah, it's like, and then when we get real comfortable, I'm going to put my thumb in your butt. No.
Wait a minute.
No.
No,
Wait.
that's
Hi,
a
I'm
joke.
Chris Hansen. Have a seat over there.
There will be no thumbs in anyone's butt.
Leave it to the Duggart family.
Yeah, so
They're biggest fan of the
anyway,
Oh.
welcome.
Welcome.
Logan.
Woo, another round of applause.
All right, now that second shot of bourbon. So
Dude, seriously. Already.
yeah, so we already had two. We've got this really kind of cool thing that we're doing on Skype. We have a fan from Scotland that we're going to be Skyping in a phone call
Like
with.
right now.
And talk,
Awesome.
Oh, we should be.
Yeah,
These are
right
my
now. He's
session
been waiting.
beers
It's,
that I
it's
found.
as they say overseas, 11, which would be 10:30 on normal, and
Oh, yeah.
it's 6:30 here.
So should we
They're
do
like
it?
4 or 5 hours.
So it's like
ahead.
11:30 there actually.
So I tell you what,
They're 5
Chris,
hours out of us.
Yeah.
over there.
I tell you what, we're gonna do this Skype call. If you don't mind, just making that, bringing that food out or making
Oh,
a
so now
platter.
you want me to go back and?
You gotta work.
You
You
want
gotta
him
work.
to
You
work.
gotta work a little bit.
All right.
Logan
No,
can-
so we're gonna get him on. You're gonna come back, right?
Okay.
And then we're gonna bullshit with the dude from Scotland.
All right. So you just want me to go make the food?
Yeah, just make
Yeah,
a
yeah.
plate. Make a plate, mister!
Where's my damn coming?
Come on now!
It's next door.
It's next door.
The wife took it next door.
You can go ask the
neighbor's house.
neighbor.
Yeah, here at Dorks and Forks Studios, aka my dining room. I've got this video here that I want everyone to see.
Oh my god.
Then once you see it,
Or
I want to
oh
have
my
a discussion on really what Satanism is and
I don't
what.
do well on pop quizzes, but I do remember the Satan Bible.
Okay, the
I do
Satanic
well
Bible,
on
yeah.
pot quizzes. I can tell you that.
Sure.
I'm good with
So-
pot quizzes.
So look, let me show you this video.
Yeah.
It's from a guy called. It's a video that I came across on Facebook, and he's the weird Satanist guy.
Oh my god.
I don't know if anyone have you seen in Detroit? There's a big like 8-foot bronze statue of Baphomet, and two
Right.
children are looking at him, and they had this big kind of reveal of it, and a lot of news agencies have kind of come across it,
Right.
And interviewed people
I love when you say come across, by the way.
come across
You
it.
got to let the U roll.
Yeah. Come. So
Make it sound
basically,
French.
so I want everyone here to see it, and then let's have an open discussion about really what Satanism
I think
is.
it's funny. It's
And not
coming
about
back
what
again.
a genius this guy actually is in real life.
Well, maybe we'll get to that.
If
again.
Scientology can get the following, it can.
So we have a fan in Scotland, in County Fife in Scotland, who is a Satanist, and he's a big fan of the show. So we're actually going to Skype in with him and talk
Love
to
it.
him even about Satanism, so and what it means. So, all right, so I tell you what, let's check out this video.
Hundreds of people turned out tonight for the unveiling of a very controversial statue.
Yeah, it really is. The Satanic Temple of Detroit revealed the 1-ton bronze statue. Their message, they say, more about laws protecting religious freedom than about Satan. Priya Mann joins us live. Priya, I know there were some protesters out there this evening. Did the event remain calm?
Steve Sander, Detroit police say this was a relatively peaceful event. There were a few protesters early on that tried blocking the doors so people couldn't get in to get tickets. They were told to step back, which they did. The Satan statue will be unveiled tonight at a secret location. As a small group of protesters prayed, hundreds waited for tickets to the unveiling of an 8-foot-tall bronze statue of a goat-headed Satan. Most of the people here agree with the teachings of the Satanic Temple, the group responsible for the event.
It's here, it's in Detroit, and this is fantastic that we get to experience this and we get to see this amazing statue be unveiled for all the world to see.
I'm just excited to see my Lord and Savior Baphomet represented in such glorious Italian stone. I do hope his eyes gaze upon me and that my allegiance is recognized. I don't know. Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
In the name of Jesus! Lord, remove him! Protesters took the heavy rainfall as some sort of sign and even brought their own statue of an angel crushing the devil.
Part of me wishes that angel statue would come to life, and King Baphomet would rise, and 2 eternal juggernauts would do battle right here in the middle of the city. But for what is this battle raging, you ask? I don't know. What stands at the center? To that I say, my soul is at the center, offered up to the ageless ones, only to be torn in twain.
The unveiling here in Detroit is historic. The Satan statue has never before been seen publicly. The Satanic Temple says the statue is a symbol for what they advocate, the separation of church and state.
It's like you can't have one without the other, you know? Like I'm equal parts God and the devil. A cloak of shame covers this man, and only supreme light will wash my body clean. But how could that light possibly reach me with the thick clouds of indecency that surround my poor soul? So I carry my wrongdoings on my back like some kind of tormented hiker, lost in the hills of misfortune, looking desperately for that peak to rescue him from the valley of depraved habitual self-pleasuring. But again, I find nothing except for sweaty, devastated loneliness and 1,000 judging eyes staring back at me from the cover of a stolen Victoria's Secret catalog. I didn't take your mail, Mrs. Pemberton. Stop asking me that. Leave me alone! I don't know. Satan's pretty cool.
Now, it's important to note that the Satan statue will not stay here in Detroit. The Satanic Temple wants to take the statue to Arkansas. At the state capitol there is a monument to the Ten Commandments. They want to put the statue next to it as a form of protest. So again, the Satan statue will not stay here in Detroit. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, the controversy will move south.
So, so Danielle and Jennifer's here. Thank you for joining us today. And via Skype, Andy here is our fan in Scotland.
I'm good. How about you guys?
You going to show off your shirt?
Representing, there it is. Dorks and Forks.
There we go. That cost me $24 to ship to Scotland.
Yeah, well, it's worth it.
It's
worth it, and he deserves it. He's been probably one of our most...
The t-shirt is almost dead, but it's still keeping its value. It looks still fantastic.
Yes,
so
it does.
Is anyone in Scotland like, what the fuck is that, Andy? What is Dorks and Forks?
But it's more along the lines of like, what in the blue hell is that, eh?
It says food porn on there.
What's food porn mean?
Why does it say the word porn? I love it.
Dude, that is fantastic. Well, cheers to you, Andy.
You ready with your American whiskey over there?
Yeah, it's funny. He's drinking his. What do you,
Andy, I think we're all sacrificing our livers to the same God.
Andy, what exactly are you drinking over there in Scotland?
Jack Daniels.
Right now, I'm drinking single barrel Tennessee whiskey Jack Daniels in a Jack Daniels glass.
Cilantro, man. Here, cheers.
Cheers.
See, I knew.
All right, now let's talk about Satan, shall we?
Not a normal topic of conversation,
I'm
Danielle and Jennifer, just so you know.
responsibly.
This isn't an everyday thing on our show.
Yeah,
it's not like,
no, it's not.
hey, do you guys love God? Let's talk about Satan.
It's like
it doesn't play that way.
We don't go in like interview with a vampire. We
Now-
just jump right in.
So now we just played for our audience. We just played for our audience the Weird Satanist Guy video. Now you had kind of gotten upset a little bit about that, and tell me why.
Basically, whenever I see someone trying to portray Satanism in that particular manner, it really grinds my gears, so to speak.
Brian, real quick, I'm sorry. Andy, we're just having a couple audio issues
Yeah,
with you. If
yeah.
you actually don't go full screen on his video, that might help with the audio as well.
We do know
So maybe
Satan
like
has
that?
manners
Maybe like
from the
that.
screw tape letters.
Hey,
I'm
Andy,
just going to say
can
he
you
was
repeat
very
what
well
you
spoken.
Can you repeat what you just said, please?
Basically, the guy didn't really have much of an understanding of the actual philosophy of Satanism. He seemed to be all over the place with these answers, with the questions that the interviewer was asking him. That's not really how a Satanist would sort of portray themselves. And the organisation that he's attached to is nothing more than, in my personal opinion, I don't speak for the Church of Satan, but in my personal opinion, he and the organisation he's affiliated with is nothing more than a bunch of rubes, shall we say.
Right. So it's come to our attention and going through a couple other things that we realize that this is all... Go ahead,
one
I'm
second.
sorry. Go.
Because sometimes I feel like, with Satanists, that it's like it's a humanist with a flair for the dramatics, like
It's
a
like
theater
playing the
flair.
what was it though? What's
LARPing?
It? Thank you.
LARPing, live action
Yeah, because
role-playing.
I feel like that guy reminded me a lot of the friends I used to have when I was in high school and used to play like Vampire the Masquerade.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, game.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, sure. The sort of joining up with organisations that claim to be satanic in one way or another, but they have no understanding of what Levain was talking about in the Satanic Bible. And to me, if you sit down and read the actual contents of the book, it's a very, I guess I could describe it as a window into looking at yourself and sort of realizing that philosophy through yourself and sort of going, so that's why I'm like this. That to me is just garbage.
I think we just lost the best part of what you were saying.
Yeah, right on. I'm not going to mention the organization that the person's with because I think that they don't deserve the attention they get.
Gotcha. You know, I kind of went down the rabbit hole
of this guy.
And found that he's actually just kind of like he's a comedian.
It's a shtick. It's not
you know
really
what I mean?
his opinion.
Well, funnily enough, you say that because I did the exact same. I went hunting to see if this guy was real or not, because I was taken back. I was like, get the fuck out of here. This is obviously, like, if this was a troll, this was the greatest troll.
It's funny you say that because I know a lot of other Satanists, believe it or not, because I know a lot of guys that are into metal, but like...
Hey, no.
That's a stereotype.
It actually is, because Miss
young man.
Danzig was her first concert over here.
Not all Africans are black, okay? That's all I'm saying.
I have to tell you, that was a rampant...
And not all German guys have drinking problems.
Exactly.
I mean,
right?
Or Scottish for that matter, right,
Andy?
Andy?
That's actually a very sore spot for me.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
sore,
just
growing,
because Ozzy bit off the head, and then Black Sabbath.
I grew up. I had hair down to my back. I had Slayer T-shirts.
And you did not worship Satan.
No.
I didn't. I was a Catholic girl. Actually, I'm Episcopal
I
because
come
we
from a
can
lot of
drink and
preachers.
divorce.
If my mom had her way, I would be a Methodist minister.
But I almost feel like, people that are really into metal but aren't Satanists, they love the duality of it. They love...
In conjunction with that music taste and Satanism, there's no real correlation. You do get Satanists. I would say it's a lifestyle because we are born Satanists. You might hear that term, we're talking Satanists. We consider ourselves born that way. Still listening to metal, still enjoying that, but still having this side to me that I kept personal at the time. I've come to the conclusion that it's best, for me anyway, to be outspoken about Satanism. I don't see why I personally should hide it, though others do.
Well, Andy, I really wish we were...
I wish you were here, honestly.
Yeah, I wish you were here. This would be a great... Yeah, why don't you just fly over to Delaware?
How about you start up that crowdsource?
But I tell you what, we are having kind of connection issues, but thank you so much for being our first guest via Skype.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, and we'll keep in touch and hopefully have you back on the show soon. So that was Abaddon Andy, Andy W. Graves. He's our
great
fan
guy he
in
is,
Scotland, man.
I love his energy.
Yeah,
I
he's a
love
cool
his guy. And Jenny made a good point during that Jinni. I'm gonna get it, I promise.
By the end.
Jinni, that's what she said. Jinni made a great point during that whole thing is that he's very well spoken, which is huge. And most of the
Satanists,
the well-educated, adamant ones are well spoken.
Sure.
Because, like, in the simplest terms, and we've said this before, is the difference between Christianity and Satanism is selflessness.
In there.
Well, that's the belief of no God. But there's selflessness versus selfishness.
Yeah, and I feel
selflessness, Christianity, selfishness, Satan.
And I feel like
Jedi versus Sith at this point.
Jedi versus Sith.
I mean, you really want to get into that?
Sure.
I'll throw that around.
We'll get that later. No, we're coming to that later.
Yeah,
Wait,
I feel like atheism is describing yourself as someone who doesn't believe in anything.
Doesn't believe in a higher power
and
at
it's
all.
kind of but it's like a negative. It's like, well, I don't believe in this, and you live your life saying,
like,
well, I don't believe in something. Where like Satanism is like, I believe that I'm my own God.
Well, at this point, my personal opinion on this is it seems like it's easier for someone to come out and say they're a Satanist than an atheist.
Yeah,
sure. These days, that you believe in something rather than nothing.
And these days,
to
be able to, with as open-minded as things have gone in society, with being able to, accept people from different races, creeds, colors, the whole thing. It's taboo to say you're an atheist.
Yeah.
Literally everybody will turn on you if you say that. And it's kind of crazy.
It's why I'm Episcopal. We take all races, creeds, genders, and we drink wine.
Jenny, I thought you were an atheist.
I'm Episcopal.
That's JV Catholic, right?
My church.
Does that mean you like to be peed on, you weirdo?
No, but
You're such a weirdo.
I really am. I am. But no, I mean, when you talk about
I'm
face,
that
you talk
guy.
about ones that accept all what's going on. And for me, you know, when all that was, I mean, I remember the Satanic Bible and what was it? The
Well, we all read that freshman year.
yeah, we did. Thank you.
That was on our
It was
syllabus.
either that or
was something that you
Canterbury
brought.
Tales.
That was
Totally
something that you
normal.
brought home to scare
It
the
really
living
was.
crap
Interview
out
with
of
a
your parents.
Vampire. Every girl decided they had a biting fetish. You know, they all started
Yeah,
wearing
I
chokers,
had to deal with
and
that at
they
one
all
point.
wanted to die at some point or another year. None
Where
of them
did these
did,
people go to high school?
unfortunately.
Because I didn't go to those places.
Yeah, public.
Really?
You were
Yeah.
homeschooled.
Danielle and Jennifer like,
See,
no,
there
we
you
were
go. Her mom's
homeschooled.
right.
Yeah, that was the
There's
suburbs.
a reason
That was-
why
yeah,
they were
Southern
It's a Delaware
homeschooled.
suburbs.
Thank you.
It was
Yeah.
cyber school, so it was online.
That sounds kinky.
Yeah, they hadn't even thought of the internet
Those
when I
were
was
the
in
kids
high
that were
school.
taken out of school.
I mean, I remember Prodigy and
couldn't
the
go.
dial-up sound.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
I wasn't. I graduated in 1991.
91. Yeah.
Notice the
you guys were
silence
born in
when I said-
1991.
Yeah,
You
so,
were. You
yeah.
were
Okay,
born in
so I
1993.
have never felt menopausal.
5.
Oh,
Okay, there you go. All right. I guess so when we come back, Brian, we're going to try some great food from the folks at LOCALE BBQ POST right down here in Wilmington, Delaware. Sounds good. Boom.
Dorks and Forks.
So Locale 302 just opened about a week ago.
It's LOCALE BBQ POST.
Yeah.
We opened up. We did the soft opening a week ago Monday, and it's if you want to call it soft, it wasn't very soft.
Yeah, no, you guys have been getting
got
rocked.
demolished, man.
We, I've spent the better part of almost 30 years off and on in the industry, and I've never in my life been a
Seen
part of
something like
that.
that, right? Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, it was a good stress. It was the outpouring of support was overwhelming at times. I caught
Sure.
myself tearing up a couple of times. It
wow.
really was that awesome.
Nice.
I almost feel like, I mean, there is no good barbecue in Wilmington.
Well, there
at
is
least
now.
on this side, of,
It's out
of
there.
Wilmington.
Well, it's out there,
Right.
and to pay homage to the guys that have been around. I mean, like Fat Rick.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
He's another dad to me. I've known him my entire
Well,
life.
even Damon Betts when he had Pirate Barbecue.
and
but that was kinda short-lived.
Damon's awesome. Damon's awesome too. I mean,
and he said, "What's up?" He
Yeah.
sent me a text.
The whole
Dave-
Betts
Big
family,
Dave.
I mean, they know what they're
Big,
doing.
Well,
man.
see, my mom has known Rick and Tina since middle school.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rick has always been that guy that he never directly stood over top of me and said, "This is how you do it."
Right.
I just asked a lot of really good questions.
Yeah.
It's smart on your part because you want to learn the craft.
And,
And he's modest too, in the same approach that you are.
Yeah.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
And he's just a big lovable goofball, and he likes bourbon. So now
So you guys came around, and you're doing barbecue, and it's there's nothing around this side of town.
when you're looking at a
Doing
true
it.
barbecue joint, no, there
No,
isn't.
not
And
this
it's
side of
fantastic.
town, no. For sure.
and the idea, and some people, unfortunately, kind of they look at barbecue almost the same way as fast food, and it should always be available and things like that. You go down to the South, you go out to Texas, you go to Memphis, things like that. The real true blue barbecue joints, you run out.
Right.
You don't want carryover.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't want, we have a window for certain things we do with proteins, and once it goes past that, that's when I get fatter. Because someone's got to eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You
I'm
can't
6'5",
let it, you can't
250.
carry
I
it
might
over
as
to
well
the
just
next day
open
that
up,
way. It's not the
just
same.
make it worse.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, the things like the pickles and the potato salad and the coleslaw, it's preserved in a way, so it's meant to hang around. We can
Yeah.
make a batch of that on Monday and not worry about it again until Friday. I wish that was the case. I'm making 50 pounds of coleslaw every day.
Wow. But that's the demand. I mean,
So-
you guys have literally taken your part of Wilmington where you are by storm. Like, since you opened and did your soft opening, this past week. Yeah. I saw
anything-
Brian and I were talking about going on
I
your
did
opening
go.
day, and Ginny went.
I was
Yeah.
there
Thank God.
Well,
too.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't get off of work till 3:30,
Right.
and you guys are sold out by then.
Yeah.
I
You guys were
sat
done
in
by
the
noon.
rain
By
with
noon.
barbecue,
and which is a
it
dream
was
job for a chef.
wonderful.
Monday through Friday,
Oh yeah.
8:30 to
Oh
3:30.
yeah. Oh yeah. After work until
Yeah,
2 in
he's
the
living
morning
the
for
dream
years,
right now.
it's
He's not
I
awesome.
said, dude, those
sleeping.
guys are going to be spoiled.
It's awesome. I mean, but we don't have a lot of crazy overhead. We don't have the liquor license. We have limited and no seating.
Yeah.
There's just certain things that we don't have to worry about, so we can concentrate on the
Yeah.
food. And I've known Danny most of my life, and
Daniel Sheridan.
Danny Sheridan,
Yeah.
and we literally grew up 40 feet from each other.
And Dan Sheridan's
So-
great. He does a Wilmington pickling
Pickle
company.
Yeah, he's
company.
a pickle guy.
Fantastic.
We
We
had-
have some of those pickles here on
Yes,
the
we
Yeah, we
do.
had
Yep.
interviewed him for Wilmington Renaissance Corporation. We did a little Dorks and Forks
And
thing.
probably best at Delaware because he's carried in like Jensen's
awesome.
and
Yeah.
different.
Oh, yeah.
of
Yeah.
the
He's
more
great.
boutique.
So-
He was sous chef over at Lafia.
And Lafia as well. So,
And
Chris,
killed
tell
it.
me what we have on the plate here. We have what pickles from Wilmington Pickling
I'm gonna
Company?
Okay, so we for Danny's pickles, we have the New Bay 33 pickles.
Oh, those are awesome.
We go through. We use there's a farm over in Pennsville, New Jersey called Obus One.
Yeah.
That does the black garlic, and for me that's my go-to ingredient.
I tried their black garlic at the Best of Delaware that we just had a couple weeks ago. Holy smokes!
It's a game
God.
changer, and Dr. Pat and Miss Lisa took this idea. I believe that the black garlic was originally invented by a gentleman in Korea, and Pat is a PhD architectural guy. Just the man's brain. I love talking to him because the stuff that comes out of his head. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
seriously. So. I guess he took this idea and ran with it, and they have the small organic farm over in Jersey, and they blew up. So, what he decided to do, because their main go-to is the black garlic, he started messing around with these different spice mixtures and things like that. So, one of the things with this area is everybody talks about Old Bay.
Oh, I love Old Bay.
I love Old Bay. It's very sentimental to me.
Yeah.
He wanted to change it up because the original is very salty and things like that.
Yeah.
So he took that and just made this wonderful mix that Danny latched onto, and he puts it in these pickles. So it's funny, we made a huge batch of them today, and I mean, these literally were fresh, raw cucumbers going right into this brine, and every time I walked by, that's my favorite. I love these,
Sure.
but when they're just
As they're
sitting
changing.
in that brine,
Yeah.
as
Oh
they
my
start,
God.
that molecular thing starts changing, it's awesome. So, I'd rather walk by and grab one of those instead of going by and grabbing a piece of pork because, it's not
It's
really
healthier.
affecting my waistline.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They
it's,
say never trust a skinny chef. So
That's also
you
that's
gotta-
true.
you
But
gotta
I
build.
also,
I know some skinny
I'm turning
chefs that are
43
pretty
in a
awesome.
week. I'd like to make it to at least
Sure.
90.
Sure.
Right. Keep
So-
going with the cucumbers.
So yeah, he's been doing that for a while, and they're awesome. And that was one of the things when he and I sat down, when he asked me to come aboard, it was just like, so what do you want to do? And he's like, I'm putting my pickles on. I'm like, well, you better.
Right.
So any sandwich you get comes with the pickles.
Nice. Oh, that's fantastic.
So needless to say, between that and the coleslaw,
So tell us about the coleslaw though.
So
Like,
the
what's
coleslaw
in there?
is basically it's a recipe based on something that my mother had.
Okay.
A lot of the recipes for these side items are based on either something I grew up with or something Danny grew up with, and it was awesome when he had the menu down, and he had everything out, and when we finally got the approval from L&I to start cooking the Monday before our soft opening, he and I just literally stood across from each other. He's like, so what do you want to do with the coleslaw?
What should we put in?
What do you want to
What
do
are
with
the
this?
ingredients, right.
And he and I were just, that's, for me as a chef, that's one of my favorite things to do is just sit there and you guys can relate when, in your lifestyles and what you do, it's like a jam session. It's just, you kind of get in that pocket and you start, what about this? What about that? What about this?
Well, the hush puppies are genius too. On there.
They're still,
time out.
excuse my French, they're still pissing me off. I'm working on
They
that.
are, but they were
hush
large
puppies?
and doughy, and I sat out there.
That's what
and
I've been
I will
called,
admit, you know what? I ate the whole bag by
So
myself.
wait, so just in
It's
case
not
any of our audience out there is unfamiliar with the hush puppy, Chris, could you explain what goes
The
into
hush
that?
puppy, I don't know the where it originated. Most of the time that it gets
like the
associated.
funnel cake of the
I feel like it's
South.
a Louisiana thing.
It gets associated with
Yeah.
the Louisiana thing. Basically, it's cornmeal and some other spices and whatnot, and you just deep fry it. It's
And you
corn.
have like
it's a-
corn and peppers in there. They
Yeah.
were,
So you
it
guys,
was nice.
how do you kick it
So
out?
what I wound up doing was, I'm first and foremost, like, my style is generated in the South. Like, I'm most adhered to.
You're from
by proxy, if you want to call it that. I have family from the Eastern Shore of Maryland all the way up.
Nice.
My father was in the Navy, so we spent time in Charleston.
Great.
I don't remember a lot of Charleston.
Sure, of course.
But
None of us
but
remember
we all started going back. Like my mother decided she was going to move back there. So whenever, in fact, I'm.
Hi, Mom, if you're watching.
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom on Periscope.
Sorry for doing shots and cussing, but you're used to that.
She's doing the same thing. It's okay.
Thank you for the
she was-
recipe.
That son of a bitch! I can't believe he's disrespecting our family
I
name.
know. No, she's going to church. She's going to church. No, but they, it was awesome. Just like coming up with these certain things, and with the Southern style, for the most part, people equate it to being deep fried.
Yeah.
And in certain ways, that's the biggest stereotype.
Sure.
There's so many other things that you can get down there that aren't. I mean, no, it's not healthy. But it's not always deep
But
fried.
God, is it comfort food? It
But
set
yeah,
me
no.
right that day.
Exactly.
It's- yeah.
It
Barbecue
was a
isn't about
happy afternoon.
And that's why for me, I've gone everything from fast food to fine dining,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
and I've done the plating with the tweezers and,
Sure.
and things like
Those
that. And
people.
can you
I
imagine
like pulling the
me
hush
with
puppy out of
me
the
with
paper
my
bag.
hands sitting over some little plate
big
trying to
meat
put two
hooks,
little
like,
things.
rah, rah, rah.
But to go back to something, Danny was the one that came up with this idea. This is not mine. This is not my business. I signed on because of my relationship with Danny and the fact that both of us feel the way we do about food.
Yeah.
So moving forward, I guess you could call it sweat equity.
Yeah.
I would take a bullet for the guy. So it's wonderful to we have literally a very nonverbal communication thing going on that nobody else in the shop understands.
Right, yeah.
But
You
it was
just look at each other.
well, it
and
was funny. My
know,
mom was in
right.
town last weekend, and she was like, "You guys, the two of you, just like she was
Freaking
watching
fact,
us."
yeah.
So, Danny started working on this idea 2 years ago with a gentleman named Justin Mason, which buddy of his, and the pickles and barbecue thing, and just taking really simple stuff and making it taste very good.
Yeah.
I come from a thing where it's if you. Oh, I'm going to cuss, but I'm allowed to cuss.
okay to fucking
If you
cuss.
give a shit about what you're doing,
Right. It makes a difference.
you can make anything taste good.
Yeah.
And I've told cooks over the years that have worked for me where I've been like, I can teach you how to cook. I can't teach you how to give a shit.
Exactly.
And if you give a shit, you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich take fucking awesome.
Ever,
You
right.
know?
Spring,
Yeah,
it's
the
glitter.
best
It's
ever.
the MSG glitter of that passion.
Well, it's actually funny that you said that because as we're talking about everything that's in front of us right now, and we were literally just talking about two of the side items on the plates
Yeah.
in front of us, you were so passionate.
And he didn't
so
even hit my
adamant about
favorite
it.
parts.
And like, yeah, we haven't even talked about the proteins
The
that are on the
ass.
plate
Hey
or
now,
anything
The
now,
else.
butt-
hey
I'm
now,
sorry,
hey
the-
now,
Unreal. So
hey
we're
now.
so the
Yeah.
ass. So you're talking about the pork butt. That
Well,
was
you
on
know
the
what?
plate
Not the
right now.
butt. That's
Well,
what you have to
I don't know
understand.
what
It's
it
not
was.
the actual rear end
It's
of.
not
of-
Tell
the
us
butt.
about
it's
that.
more
'cause
of
it
a
was
what
charred
cut.
and it was plump and
Yeah.
juicy and
Something
Are you
I've
talking about
never
your
had.
own
I'm
rear
your stereotypical white guy. I have no ass. No, it's and Danny and I were actually talking about it today. I was just like, all these years I've been in. Why the hell do they call it the butt? It's the shoulder.
It's the shoulder.
right.
Right.
So why do that?
And the actual butt is the ham.
But the
So-
butt in this case means
The shoulder.
right.
Or pernil.
The right,
if you're
exactly,
Spanish.
pernil.
Homage to my ex-wife and her family because they told me for not saying that.
You're not claiming royalties.
No, well, no, that's the reason why
That's-
Little
that's
Chef
what
is
it
so
is.
pretty.
Little chef.
But yeah, it's just. I don't understand why they called it the butt, but
It's-
it just makes 43-year-old
fattier.
men giggle when you say butt.
Right.
Of course.
Sorry,
And
fart
my-
jokes and butts.
Exactly.
So in addition to what we have in front of us, we have the coleslaw, which you talked about,
Correct.
the pickles, this beautiful potato salad, which we can talk about later. But I want to get to the pork shoulder that's in front of us, as well as the brisket.
Okay.
Tell
well,
me about the sauce that you use, or dry rub, or anything like that.
Yeah,
Well,
it looks great.
The big thing is about the meat. You look at different areas when it comes to barbecue, and Texas is known for beef and the rubs, and you go into Kansas City and Memphis, and it's about the sauces and things like that. So when Danny came up with this idea, he was kind of trying to figure out where can we draw from these different things, and kind of make it our own. So Danny decided that everything we're doing has this rub on it. I don't even know what's in the rub.
It's a super.
I don't want to,
Wow.
and I don't think he's being secretive. He just makes it. So
Right. He just does it his own
So
self.
everything that we do, the brisket, the ribs, the pork, everything gets rubbed down and thrown in the smoker. So the briskets run 8 to 10 hours.
Wow.
The pork butts run 6 to 8.
And you're smoking with hickory. You're smoking.
We're actually smoking with cherry.
Okay.
And the story behind that's really great too, because that's another
Do you mind
shout
if we
out to
serve some of
local
this up while we talk?
Yeah,
let's
we
eat.
just-
I'm sorry,
was
like,
thank
keep
gosh,
talking, and
'cause-
like Brian's like dripping at the mouth over there.
She just threatened-
Danielle and Jennifer are like, I
Right.
just want to
Right.
eat it.
I mean,
please."
we're looking at it. We're talking about it. Let's
And
eat it.
I
Right.
need to give Chris shout out because he uses another
Guys, please
local
feel free to just
business,
grab and get
Corn
one.
Tree and Landscaping,
Right.
as his source of wood. And it was really cool. One of the things in watching Chris's business grow is him really using the community to come in and support it.
Which is amazing.
Ken Corin lives right here in the city of Wilmington. He is really into air quality and sustaining the environment. And actually, his sign hangs in your shop, if I'm correct, right,
Oh,
Chris?
is there a sign
The
for that,
Corins,
Chris?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he had put out originally wanting, and if I'm getting your story wrong, please let me know, multiple types of wood. A few of us came in and suggested Ken Corin, and he's actually providing cherry wood
Yes.
for you exclusively.
Yep.
Wow.
And it was awesome.
Wow.
There was a wood purveyor that we had used at a previous restaurant that I worked at
to
that
save some for
I
Logan.
tried to get in touch with, and they couldn't provide me with what I was looking for. And Danny and I had been throwing ideas back and forth. It was like, do we use cherry? Do we use peach? Do we use oak? Do we use hickory? There all these different things. And so Ken Corin actually had been recommended by a number of different people, and next thing you know, we're talking on the phone. He lives around the corner, and he's showing up with these wonderful samples. So
Yeah.
So
The struggle is real.
we
over
gave
here.
the smoker a test run.
Yeah.
With the wood that he gave us, and I looked at Danny when the first ribs came out of the smoker, and I'm like, I don't want to use anything else.
Wow,
So,
really?
Not only, I'm a big supporter of local businesses. You won't see me in a chain unless I absolutely have no choice.
Right.
I try to support as many local businesses as possible. And then, it's awesome. He sent a message. He was like, I can actually taste, I'm tasting my wood. As perverted as that sounds. And
He had to remove a few ribs.
And he put that. He
I-
actually
Speaking of
put
sound
that on
effects
his
that we
Facebook.
need, that's
I know
wonderful.
Ken's humor, and I know when Ken hears this, he's
Ken's
laughing.
twisted in a wonderful
yeah,
way.
He is
so
totally laughing.
He's laughing right now. No, and it was funny when he posted that on social media. I just giggled. I'm like, it's like reading butt. But it's true. You really can taste it, and down the line, if to use him exclusively, yeah. And if he comes in and he hits us up and he says, hey, I've got some hickory. Why not? Hickory is actually, a stronger flavored wood.
Yeah.
The smoke is, is a lot stronger, and that's what most people equate with bacon.
Right.
I prefer the fruit woods. I'm actually a big fan of white oak. So, but you want the meat to be able to stand out. I wish I could have heated this up a little bit more.
No, honestly, it's fantastic.
So the fact that I'm doing all the talking and y'all are just shoving food in your face.
That's what this show's all about.
huge
So real
comp-
quick, while we're shoving
I
food
have
in our
actually,
face,
going, keep
I've
going.
actually
Everybody-
eaten enough of
I
that
feel like I
today,
could
so-
sing your accolades a little
Well,
bit.
Yeah.
Jinni, I think you had put together like a beer pairing.
I did, because I'm a huge fan of Chris. I first became acquainted with him as a chef when he was with Ernst and Scott. He made me a grilled cheese sandwich, and I'm not a sandwich person, that I still have been stalking him to get the recipe for.
Well, I'm not there anymore, so yeah,
Right,
you can
I
have the
know.
recipe. It's not a
And
big deal.
so he left, and I obviously could not get my grilled cheese. And when I found out where he was opening, was there last week, had a picnic of one. I walked out with 2 pints of pulled pork and the
She
pork
got the factory
butt.
special.
I,
She loaded
well,
up.
yeah, I did. Hush puppies.
by the way, Jenny is not any way remotely large.
You know what?
At
I
all.
eat and I work out enough
Only
to,
where it's
to
appropriate.
have the life of that I have.
She goes days without eating. Just
Yeah,
so
I
she
do,
could have a craft
just so
beer.
I can
She
drink
got a
the beer
craft
I
beer, that's
have.
right.
But I walked in, and you couldn't walk out the hush puppies. And how do you decide between the pickles and then what type of meat? But all just aside, how do you pair good beer with good barbecue? And it's kind of the season, and I've been sitting here drinking my session beer, which is the Polaner. It's a German.
I love Paulina.
It has a really great sweet finish, but when
Thank you.
Chris and I, so sorry, I was really nervous actually pairing my beer notes with Chris because, like I said, I have a lot of regard for his food and also what he does for the boys in blue in our community.
Right.
What hasn't been mentioned is the shout out and support that he gives Wilmington police officers, first responders, just at the FOP and where he's located.
Fraternal Order of Police, not
Yes.
anything else that you may be thinking, you freakos out there.
Right. And that speaks back to when I first met him at Ernst and Scott, and now here I know that FLAFC is going to continue. Where their shop is located really brings a lot of energy to Lincoln Street. And I walked in there, I was like, it was just nice. And there's a really cute shopping boutique, home boutique next door. It's kind of fun.
Shish.
Yeah, you have
Shish
barbecue,
Interiors.
and then you have the most girly boutique you could get next door.
What's actually funny
but I
is
bet
that
there's
Chris
girls
works
come
there
over,
part
right?
time.
Oh, does
she
he?
does.
Okay,
She's
so
got some
to
awesome
put
stuff
on
in
my thinking
He's a
hat,
model
there was
there.
a bit,
Yes,
there was
I'm
a
out.
bit of stress. And looking at Chris's menu, we have a few samplings of pork here, but he actually has chicken on there. He has bratwurst. He has the pulled pork. He has brisket. And then you have your pork butt. So I pulled a few beers that actually pair with each of the proteins. Our Saison, which a Saison DuPont, but Victory, because I decided to make it regional, things people can find locally.
Of course.
Victory makes a Saison du Boeuf.
Saison de Boeuf.
De Boeuf. Yeah. It definitely will pair better with your chicken, and your chicken actually is a really mild, because you put your sauces on the side. So they all have that very nice.
Which actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Real quick, she has these all very nice. What sauces are on our plate,
No problem.
Chris?
We got two sauces. One is a tomato-based sauce. It's peach and black garlic. So we were looking at Danny and I when we went through our dork mode, and we're coming up with what we were going to do. We had originally looked at maybe doing up to 4 or 5 sauces, and again, going back to the simplicity of everything, when we finished these 2 sauces, we kind of tasted them, and it was like, holy crap!
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
That's it. Keep it simple. So the Kiss
so we've
system
got
is the best.
Yeah, Kiss is the best. So we've got it's got peaches, it's got black garlic. We were even toying around with the idea of making it seasonal. So once peach season goes out, start
right.
working with apples, pears,
figs, pears,
things like that. But also at the same time thinking about maybe when we know the peaches are going to be disappearing, getting like 4 or 5 crates and just making a ton of preserves.
Ooh.
So then that can last,
Maybe you guys can do like a fermented peach barbecue sauce. Like,
the
that'd be
whole
nice.
Continuing the harvest type of thing and being able to.
Brian just brought in the rest of the food. He's like, this isn't enough for me. I need more.
I want some meat and some heat. Yep.
It's getting real now.
I'm in heaven right now.
You're not coming to us if you're on a diet.
So wait, everything has been delicious. One.
Do you have the meat
Bringing it
sweats
back.
right now, dude?
Sorry.
Brian's got the itis. He's got what
You know what?
my
I'm just
friends
dreaming about
in
the
this side of
scoop
the
I'm
neighborhood
gonna
call me
take.
itis. Yeah.
You know what,
Thank God I
Brian?
live next
Can
door.
you grab the 3 beers that I have chilling in the refrigerator?
So wait, talk about the one that's in front of you, because we were talking about it before.
I
This is gonna be the
pulled.
longest segment of the show here.
It will.
Sriracha and mustard thing.
Oh my. They're gonna kill each other. So Saison du Boeuf or Saison du Pont.
Saison du
Boeuf. And okay, so there's 3 big bottles on the left. So this was really pulling to a shredded chicken. None of his products have the sauce on there.
Right.
They're really great burnt ends for those of us who like kind of that barbecue burnt end piece. And very light, great summer beer. When we're trying some of the heavier ones, and actually this.
You have it? Oh, not the Paulaner. Oh,
Dear
well,
goodness, somebody's been
where is?
such
There's a flying dog here. There it is.
Actually, Chris and I were doing a pre-kitchen or pre-show
Try Chris's
kitchen
meat.
conference. And his brisket is definitely, I've always equated brisket for being very fatty
Sure.
and being just a little too much for me.
Sure.
Needless to say, this joint kind of changed my life on it. Stone actually has a really great.
I feel that way about a lot of females in my life, by the way.
That's what we all have to say.
Yeah.
Just got to pass.
gotta
Stone
pass.
smoked porter. It actually has a peat moss, but I found a black imperial stout, which will also pair very beautifully with, and it got the Chris go ahead. That'll pair very beautifully with his brisket. The brisket was the most fun to play with. Miles Davis Bitches Brew would pair really well with it.
One of my favorites.
And
from
it's
Dogfish.
also one of his.
Oh my God.
We were all happy that wasn't just a 1-year run.
No. And it was supposed to be originally.
It was. And
Yeah.
And it was awesome when he turned. I almost kissed Sam the next time. I saw
So
him.
I will crack this open to pour in the glasses. The other
Okay.
one is what you're holding, the New Belgium. That was actually really limited, and it
I
has
really
the
wanna try
coque
this.
mole.
Oh, the coque mole.
Yeah,
The
so
mole.
you being the guest can crack that one open.
Do I have to share?
You don't have to share being the guest.
Sweet.
So again, that would go really well with the brisket. It brings out the smoky flavor because it tends to have a smoke in there. In terms of how they.
I'm sorry, I'm
bring it
silently
together.
flirting with Danielle.
I know
and
you
Jennifer.
really
I'm
are.
so
It's
sorry.
okay.
You know, we brought a.
But let's be
female
honest,
third
what-
chair,
it-
so
you
I know.
didn't do
I
that.
think that's Jenny why you're here, so I don't flirt with the underage.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what brings all
Are
the
you
guys'
using my
attention
mate
at
to
the
flirt
bar is
with the
actually being able to
underage
order
female
your own
guest?
beer.
She's like, I'm done.
No, Jenny is giving us good advice, and I'm
I'm used to
not
men
paying
calling me the
attention.
wrong name, flirting with other women, ignoring
Jenny,
me.
Jenny.
fine.
I'll get it. I promise. I'll get it.
No, it's fine.
I had an intern this past summer that was Lauren, and I insisted on calling her Laura all summer. Awesome. I'm so sorry. I will get your name right one
It's
day.
okay. Just keep licking your fingers and being cute over there.
I'll look whatever you
Oh,
want me
it's a
to.
great bottle. And New Belgium is actually, so these are all regional
Dude, what is
breweries.
that cocoa mole?
Cocoa mole.
May I
And
see that
cocoa
bottle,
and
please?
chili or mole.
Holy sh! It's got some
Shnikes.
heat to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of candy up front, and then it's heat at the back.
So the other point that I brought together was the Hefeweizen. So you've seen me drinking on Germany's best known beer.
Yes.
These go with all of his sides.
I have to
'cause
piss. I'll be back.
I wanted. There you go. I don't recommend piss as a sidebar
Never.
to your barbecue. If you do that, it's called a golden shower, and that's not for this show.
You know what? That one time in college.
Right.
Never, ever.
I'm missing
Weirdos.
one really fun beer.
Oh, no, we also have the Flying Dog, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Gonzo.
That Gonzo is an amazing beer. That's one of my favorites.
The blonde ale.
Oh, and the Blonde Ale, right?
The blonde ass.
It should be right there when you open the fridge.
All right, so I don't name the beers, and
No, it's other people. We're not being a-holes over
Right.
here. That's an actual name. Danielle and Jennifer are like, oh my God.
So the other one, I have to give Oma props out the Flying Dog. They make incredible, and they actually make a blueberry and a raspberry beer. That's great.
I love their blueberry beer. I've had it before.
and
Oh my
their
God.
raspberry is equally a pants dropper. Their
Wow.
Imperial, thanks. Their Imperial Porter though.
He goes from
All right.
flirting with you.
Mom said, why not? She gave me one of these. She was
All
like,
right.
okay.
I
I'll
would
take some
leave this
blueberry.
to Chef Chris over there. The Imperial Porter I thought could be a brisket or his pulled pork. It all depends
Oh, it'd be
on the
awesome.
barbecue.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite. In fact, that and the other one that we were talking about, I've used to make barbecue sauces
Yeah.
with.
So Miles Davis will have to get open for the table. It's a
Do I have to
wonderful.
sh-
You don't. That bottle can actually go
My
home with
girlfriend's
you.
already yelling at me, thinking I'm drinking too much. And
So,
I'm actually
next
only
time
Is
you
she
can bring
yelling
her.
you via Facebook already?
Yeah, no, she's watching, so she's like,
I think
see
your
you.
aunt was like, comb your hair,
I know.
brush your teeth.
The last beer that I'm really going to talk about, and all of these, when we put them on, we'll have on our Facebook and our Instagram and our Pinterest, is DuClaw, which is local. They
I
were
love
best
DuClaw.
known
Yeah,
probably
they
for
do a
Sweet
great
Baby
job.
Jesus, not a favored beer of mine. And again, I
That's
don't
the
name
peanut
them.
butter chocolate
Right.
beer. You're right.
There were
A
okay.
wonderful cooking beer, by the way.
It is for chili.
Ooh.
Barbecue sauce.
There you
Barbecue
go.
sauce.
I know. I'm
Well,
an
you
idiot.
are for barbecue,
Yeah.
right?
I'm an idiot.
So Bare Ass Blonde, again, it's a session beer.
You guys
It's about-
giggle every time she says
It
ass.
is. It's a great name.
It amazes
really
me
is.
that they're allowed to do that.
They are. It's a misogynistic
The wine called
industry.
See You Next Tuesday.
There
Oh, the
is.
See You
There's
Next
also
Tuesday wine?
Stacy's mom. There's
got it going on.
redheaded stepchild. There's
True
arrogant
story. Logan's losing
bastard.
his crap over here. It's a true story, Logan. Wait until you're
else?
21, brother.
Yeah.
Jordan,
so,
please do not
and
snort my
honestly,
barbecue
when you
out
when you
your
meet the
nose,
brewers
okay?
that brew these beers, you understand where they get their names. Bare Ass Blonde, I would actually pair with an easy IPA. That would probably be the equivalent. It's a nice light. It goes with all barbecue. So
What's your favorite though? Out of everything that you've got at this table, what is your favorite beer?
Right now, after tasting everything,
I am
after
totally
having
putting
everything
you on
on
the
your
spot,
palate,
Jake.
Oh, well, you
this
actually,
one's gonna go be great.
No, you would actually be holding me on my two. So my favorite would be the black over there.
Okay.
The black stout.
And my other is Miles Davis. That's actually in my personal cellar.
I gotta tell you what.
And it ages well, and there's a reason why
And
you
I
and
like
are
that at
friends.
room temperature, actually. And that's
It's
another
awesome.
reason. Yeah.
I made an ice cream with this one time.
Did you?
And
I've only
yeah.
paired it with dark chocolate.
You made
Oh.
an ice cream with bitches brew?
and like
I made
some
an
hard
ice cream with black
cheeses.
garlic.
Yeah.
Chris,
That we could do that on another
you and
episode.
I might be best friends after this episode.
Just
my
don't
friend.
touch me inappropriately.
Well, then there goes everything. That's the whole friendship right there. I gotta
the
tell you, you
setup
guys
is
love the
food.
bitches brew, and which is a favorite of mine. But new to me tonight is this new Belgium
It's
cocoa mole.
awesome.
That
Holy
is a
sweet. Danielle
real-
and
Now, is
Jennifer,
this a limited
or
run?
whoever
I
is
really
of
wanna go
age
out
that,
now.
that tried this
I
cocoa
will
mole.
reach out to New Belgium. I have two
Danielle-
bottles in my stash
That
now.
cocoa
That was
mole
the third.
is incredible.
Danielle,
And
what did
it's
you
a
think
great,
of the cocoa mole?
$14.
I don't
I would pay
understand how
$14.
Yeah,
chocolate beer
it's
could be
worth
good.
the.
It's like chocolate
Now-
cinnamon.
I don't understand.
Yeah, cinnamon.
If
It's got some
you go
heat
up and
to it,
talk
right?
to Ed from Pico's Liquors.
I wasn't sure if it was
Interesting
the
enough,
sriracha mustard.
Pico's is
They
actually
carry. They'll carry
do.
that.
They have a very Pico's is a favor. They have an impressive beer list and their original growler source here in Delaware.
Well,
so.
Ed is the reason why you can buy a growler in the
Yes.
state of Delaware. And
Yeah,
I'm-
he broke the laws.
I'm
and
honored-
brought
I'm
it here, and
honored to
now
call
he's
him a
doing the
really
food
good
truck
friend. Yes.
things on Fridays.
Oh, he's texting me every other. I'm like, I don't have a food truck. He's like, we'll give you a tent.
come
we'll
on.
get you.
Whit-
He's like, we'll give you
Whit will
tables
give you
and
a
a tent.
truck.
I'm
Get
like,
in
all
there.
right, fine.
God.
Who is it, Will, with the Food Truck Revolution? We'll
He's-
get you all in there, right? We'll shut
He's
down
a
Lincoln
wonderful
Street.
kid, and to see he's now I think the third generation to run that store, and I watched him do it. He was the kid because I worked in the liquor industry for a while delivering, and he was the kid that was home at Christmas, and now he's running the store, and he expanded, and it's awesome.
What's really exciting about all of these beers is they are
Yes.
all within a relative price point. You're paying between $8, $10
For a six-pack,
case, a
right.
six-pack case.
And they're all in a relative arm's length, too.
Well,
which
that's
is really
good. There's 2 session beers on the table, which are your Pilsners and whereas the red, the blonde.
The blonde,
beers, so they're 5%
yeah.
or under. There's also some heavy hitters. We have a couple 9.2s. You're going to be not moving after your barbecue if you're drinking Miles Davis, if you're
Sure.
drinking the Flying Dog, if
Right.
pretty much 4 out of these beers. But if
Yeah.
you were to bring all these beers to a barbecue, you would appease everyone there.
You're so fucking sexy, Jenny.
Thank you. That's what all the boys say when I talk beer.
Chris, thank you so much for delivering us this sensational, otherworldly food right now. As I cover while Brian is still giggling.
Oh, I got a belly full and a...
Good God.
Just don't touch me, please.
Chris Baittinger, thank you so much for coming on our podcast, bringing such incredible food. Jenny, you fucking rocked with pairing
Oh my
it
God,
with
those beer
beers.
pairings.
It's just mental, and thank you so much.
And of course,
you.
You're a
go
wonderful
please
addition.
patronize Locale BBQ Post on
yeah,
Lincoln Street
on Lincoln
here in
Street.
You guys are
Wilmington,
selling out
Delaware.
like under 5 hours right now.
Dude.
Yeah.
Get there
Awesome,
early,
like-
please.
And that's the
awesome.
scary. I mean,
It's a true story.
For some people, we're kind of educating the public where
Right.
You know,
Get
it's
there
like, we're
early.
gonna
We're
run
not
out.
at your
Yeah.
convenience.
we're gonna run out.
Board of
Catering options.
Catering options. I mean, go to the website www.localebarbecuepost.com.
Locale with an
we
E.
do have locale with an E, of course. We have a catering form that you can fill out.
I feel like
We could talk to Chris forever.
forever. We could fucking talk to Chris
All right,
forever.
check out them on
check us out. Come on by.
Facebook.com/locale BBQ Post. Also on Instagram at the same thing at locale BBQ Post.
Yes.
Their website says they're on Twitter, but it's a freaking lie. So you can hash them.
That
tag
I have
them
nothing to do
at
with
the
that.
same
What
time.
I do recommend is if people definitely want to follow us on Facebook, set up your little smartphone or whatever to get notifications, because when we do sell out,
Oh my God,
we
it's
post
right
that
there.
to the page.
I see it.
So you will get a text
And there's
saying,
a collective sigh in Delaware.
yes.
Yes,
and
seriously.
then the nasty messages start on my phone.
How dare you?
I
Exactly.
can show you how to shut off
They're all
those
Jewish,
notifications.
Oh, I have, but I know them. I just
You can just
I'll slap
respond. There are
them
no
on.
fucks to give or pork products now.
Okay. When we return, Danielle and Jennifer.
Boom.
Dorks and Forks. 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 Dorks and Forks.
So Danielle and Jennifer.
Well, hello.
Hey guys, thanks for
Welcome
being
to the
so
show.
patient and enjoying the wonderful food that we just had from Locale BBQ Post.
This
I'm
was
amused.
wonderful. Yeah, this
I'm
barbecue.
having a great
She
time.
meant bemused.
Be
Amused
mused.
is we're
Yeah.
happy.
Be
Bemused,
mused.
they're looking down upon us.
Trust me, she's one of those.
She's one of
She's
those
the grammar
characters.
Nazi.
No, not at all. I was just making fun of us.
Okay.
You're fine.
I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm learning.
So Danielle and Jennifer are from the area, quote unquote, the area.
Well, you're kind of like
Sure.
New York, Delaware. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I just hit
It's
your
okay.
mic. I'm
I'm
sorry.
Skip
just
over
AKA
Philadelphia.
black guy by the
Pennsylvania.
end of the night. Pennsylvania, New York,
Right.
Delaware.
Yeah, yeah. What's up with
We
that?
live everywhere.
It's known as the Northeastern Corridor.
Ooh, wait,
Right.
what's up with that?
I was telling your beautiful and wonderful mother earlier that I went down the Danielle and Jennifer rabbit hole that is the internet.
Oh, okay.
earlier this week and last night just to make sure I was prepared for the interview tonight. And I got to tell
Which
you.
makes one of us.
That, someone did their homework.
I just,
no,
you know,
seriously.
I'm like the food beverage.
If you
Right,
start
right.
touching
I
bottles,
understand.
give me
That's
like
good.
can we have a sign and I'll start ducking.
No, but I got to say, I have to give your mom kudos because I was looking at everything that you have done from such an early age until now, and as I'm looking through your resumes on things like IMDb and the Broadway world and blah 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 blah, all I can think was, wow, what a supportive mother they must have. Because holy smokes, who else would be able to take these kids? And not that my parents weren't supportive in any way, shape, or form, but to have that power behind you and to make sure that you guys are going to the places you need to be and being seen where you need to be seen. That's huge.
Well, having a handler almost
Exactly.
at that age
Yeah,
is
exactly.
pretty awesome. Yeah, I feel like my parents were like, just fuck off.
Right. Do your
You know
thing.
what I mean? Just my
Take
the
dad,
bus.
Right, exactly.
You know
My
what I mean?
dad, who is a very inspirational person for many people in the area, in the sports, realm of things around here, especially baseball. He has his own semi-pro baseball team around here. Where I'm on the more creative kick, my dad was one of those people that was like, "Oh, you didn't draw that. You can't do that." Blah 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 blah. Again, me and my dad have a pretty decent relationship.
See, mine just went for the Chris Rock
Right.
philosophy. Keep him off the stage and pole.
Keep him off the
It
pole,
was much
right?
more
But
simple.
it seems like your mom was so supportive and so energetic and forceful behind everything that you guys do. I mean, that I don't even know what that's like. So please,
I mean,
neither do I.
She still is to this day.
she's here right now.
I mean, she
she's
drove
been
you.
very patient.
Yeah.
You guys pulled up.
You
and I
have
was
your
like,
own
oh,
DD.
wow.
I know. She's
Well, we
Chauffeur.
were in New York this morning. I mean, we
Wow.
started work at like what 7
7
o'clock,
7:30
7:30 this morning, and she's there through all of it. And I mean, it's very helpful to have a parent that's so supportive.
Now,
I
does
mean,
she help guide
You didn't
your
just come to
images?
Delaware for this. did
What?
you?
Does she help guide your images as well? Because one of the things that
I'm really
really
sorry.
impressed
They actually
me.
came to Delaware.
Hold
well,
on.
Delaware is
To
a
do
really
the
great-
podcast.
Is a really great state.
They drove from New York to do our
to
podcast.
do our podcast.
I'm sorry.
Sending them.
No,
Did
I'm
you
really
see
sorry.
the care packages
why
I
I'm
sent
sorry.
Chris away with? One of the things that really impressed me with just your videos and your imaging is just kind of how you stay true to yourself. You're a positive role model for girls out there. There's not that whole hypersexualization in the videos that you're putting out. Is that in part to what your mom's influence, or is that speaking to your two personalities?
I mean, my mom, she's definitely a part of that because
Our
she's.
mom. It's not just your mom.
I'm sorry. Well,
Seriously.
we're
We're
one
one-
person.
yeah, we're the
we share
same.
one brain,
Oh, wow.
so we're.
Yeah.
When I say I mean we.
Yeah.
But
It's
the
one of
age
those
separation
things.
is 3 years.
3.5.
3.5 years.
3.5. But everybody thinks we're twins, so it's.
I
We
kinda thought
basically
that
are.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop this twin fantasy right here to get back to that question that we were.
Okay.
I just saw the dialogue bubbles going up over these guys' heads.
She was like,
It's like, let me write that.
pop.
Let's come back.
Exactly.
No, but yeah, I mean,
not
it's
true,
definitely, we do have a lot of younger fans, and, our mom definitely has something to do with that just because, she's always with us, and it's, it keeps us out of trouble. I mean, not that we want to get into trouble, but it's basically, you want to stay on the right path just to be an example, because the videos we're putting out, we don't want to look back on them and be like, oh, well, there's a little girl who's 12 years old singing our song.
Right.
You feel horrible about that. And, you still want to put things out there that are going to make a difference and, have them have a positive self-image and, bring some good into the world because we don't have much of that,
So to ask you 2-point questions, and you have to come back to it if I put you on the spot. Who is a role model for each of you that I know you're trying to be one to generations before you? So who do you look to as your role models? And then my second question to that is when you talk about kind of putting something good out there, what is an imprint both of you would like to leave?
Wow. Good
You wanna
question.
take-
Dude, we're not used to this.
That is
No, I
deep.
love it. I
This
dig
is
it.
this is
See, you thought I was
beautiful.
all
Like
here.
I feel like
We're all very.
I've never
base
seen
brain.
Jinni sober. I'm so impressed.
Exactly.
I guess our role models. There's a band called A Great Big World, and I'm sure everyone knows who they are.
Yeah.
They're incredible, and they're just they've amazing music, and their stuff is clean. You know that you never hear them cursing at their concerts.
And they're complete nerds, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you can be like weird in a good way
Exactly
is
who
awesome.
you are.
And a couple years ago, I mean, there was no sight of that. And you know, us starting out as actors, I mean, I'm not afraid to look like a weirdo. I mean, I don't have to look pretty all the time. Like the videos that I'm making, I'm gonna look like an idiot. And if I can get a laugh out of that, hey, you know, it's great. And people like them, they're huge role models to us, and we had a privilege to meet them after one of their concerts. And
we talked to them for probably like an hour in the
just
parking
incredible.
lot. We were the last ones, and the lights were shutting off. Their tour bus was waiting for them, and they were just so kind that they stood there and they talked to us. They didn't rush us or anything.
Dig it.
And you know, the conversations just got so deep about, you know, not having anything to, you know, them having so much, and they deserve everything they have. But you know, I started tearing up, and Chad, you know, he came over and he hugged me.
he was a child actor too,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
had so much in common, and it was just, it's incredible that, you know, somebody who they're trying so hard and coming from nothing, and you know, hard work does pay off, and it's not just like, you know, these pop stars that come out of nowhere, overnight sensation. I mean, they really worked for what they have, and that's, you know, they're our biggest inspiration right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Like I'm
Hey.
just serious, and again, like going back to what I was saying about the support from your family, it's just like that. Without that, you guys wouldn't even have the opportunity to be where you are now, and that's amazing, unreal. So you guys are going to share a song with us this evening,
Yes.
right? Which is not the new video that we can find on your
It's
website and
not,
Facebook page,
no.
but that's good. That's a good thing. We're switching it up a little bit. So tonight we're gonna do what?
Do you want to?
We were trying to decide on what song we should sing tonight, but we thought, since, you know, we are at Dorks and Forks, we decided to choose our
Sorry.
dorkiest song
Nice.
that we have, and that one's called "Count on Me."
Okay.
And right, is that the one we're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
wasn't sure.
Final
I didn't
answer.
We only had like a
Glad.
2.5 hour drive over.
Another
but, like,
dorky one.
They were sleeping, my friend.
This one was actually written right after we had wisdom teeth surgery. So we were both sitting on the sofa
We
next to
both
each
had
other.
the surgery
wow.
at the same
Puffy
time.
faces.
Again,
Again, another thing.
there's
Our
not
mom,
enough
you know,
on that.
like
kind of high on
just-
some pain pills.
our mom was waiting
Yeah.
on us the whole time, so I feel bad for that.
But
so,
she
sorry, mom.
kept us alive, so thank you, Mom.
Your mom's been waiting on you since the day we recorded.
It's
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
it's funny what wisdom teeth surgery could actually do for an artist, because
Yeah.
I used to draw a comic book called Bunny Boy that was in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bystander magazine, and you know, one of my big kind of accomplishments was hopefully to get a cover of the Bystander magazine for Bunny Boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had wisdom teeth surgery, and I came home and I was on like Percocet, scratching the tip of my nose. It was just like, oh yeah.
Oh god.
And I
allergic
sat there.
reaction to
I
it.
sat there for like 8 hours, and I drew probably one of the
Doodled.
best things I've
Yeah.
ever drawn.
You get in that zone.
Yeah, you know, it's like a day's vacation.
Yeah.
I wish I had more wisdom teeth.
Not me.
I could-
It was the
Me too.
I could
had
use.
4 different surgeries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
But really,
It
it
would
was
be
our
awesome.
happiest song.
Yeah,
I
we-
mean,
we
we've
had
written
sad-
really sad
Sure.
songs, and you know, because they were
There's a
self-expression
reason why they were happy.
for us,
though,
right?
you know?
Yeah.
Because you guys
I
had
know.
apparently the worst relationships in the world.
No, I
in
mean,
your
it's
young
not.
age.
It's not even that. Like, we just, you know, we needed. Everyone needs therapy sometimes.
express
and
somehow, yeah,
they,
sure.
And songs
it's
were
our therapy to let out our feelings,
Yeah.
and that's, you know, everyone can relate to that. But so we had some sad songs because when we're happy, we want to live in the moment,
and you
then
never
we
want
don't
to journal
ever-
when you're happy. I mean,
We
we
never
don't
write
chocolate and a
exactly.
plate of ice cream when
I
we're
know.
happy.
I don't
so then
write
everybody
songs
thinks
when
you're
we're happy.
depressed, but
Right.
you know,
But that's not it. We're really happy people.
our music's happy now.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
we have really happy stuff now. I think the wisdom teeth were holding us
really,
back.
yeah,
That's right.
it turned us
Sorry, if you
around.
made it to your
God.
20s and the wisdom
It's like-
teeth are
yeah. It's
kind
like
of the
tonsils.
lowest
Once you
point,
get 'em
you're doing pretty good
away,
in
it's like
terms
you're on our
of
new
life's
stuff.
going.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you guys mind if you play for us?
Oh, sure, I gotta go
Yeah.
get my
Sure.
ukulele.
Yeah, we'll take a
Well,
quick
when
break.
we
Yeah.
return, Danielle and Jennifer are playing for us.
Woo! All right, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danielle and Jennifer.
Hey guys, so this is our song called Count on Me, and we wrote it. Danielle, you want to give the backstory behind this song?
Well, it was right after our wisdom teeth surgery, but it is also our dorkiest song. So basically, picture somebody that's a lot better than you, and you're the creep trying to get their attention. So this is the reverse, the girl trying to ask the guy out. And we're nerds, so here you go.
Dorks. No, we're dorks.
Dorks. We're also nerds. Same thing.
Hey there, good looking. I see you've been counting the minutes alone. Hours, minutes, seconds. Second looks at your phone. Listen, they're just a waste of time. Speaking of time, if I could borrow you for a moment of your tick-tocking time. Excuse me, but I really wanna make you mine. Sorry if that was out of line. I usually don't do this, so just let me get through this. For the record, I like to get to know you better. Ooh. Is it weird that the three little words I like to hear you say to me? And one more thing before you go. 1, 2, 3. Be with me. Ba 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 da. Ba 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 da. Ba 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 da. Hey there, good looking. Not one to rush things, but time is rushing by. And it wouldn't hurt to try to be each other's perfect company. Why don't you accompany me and see what we could be? Darling, do you mind if I call you that? As a matter of fact, I usually don't do this. I'm not sure if you know this, but for the record, I like to get to know you better. Ooh. Is it weird that the sweet little words I like to hear you say to me? And one more thing before you go. 1, 2, 3. Count on me. Take your eyes off that hourglass and look at me before the hours pass. Take your eyes off that hourglass and look at me before the hours pass. And one more thing before you go. 1, 2, 3. Count on me. I'll never leave. And one more thing before you go. I swear I'll never leave. Ba 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 da. Ba 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 da. I swear I'll never leave.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I get the chills.
Dig it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
One and done.
Was
we've
that
had, like,
okay?
Other people are like, all right, can we do that again?
Oh, well, I mean, we're like messing.
No, that was perfect.
All right, great.
Oh,
And
okay.
enjoy like emoting out of you guys. Amazing.
Oh.
No, you guys definitely feed off each other, which is nice.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
The show went really late, but it was
Super
the
late.
first one, so who cares? I want to thank everyone that participated in tonight's podcast. Chef Chris Baittinger from
Fantastic.
LOCALE 302
LOCALE BBQ POST.
Check them out. We have Danielle and Jennifer.
Woo! And their mom,
where
who's
where
awesome.
and their mom. And where could people find you?
You can find us at DanielleandJennifer.com. That's kind of the hub for everything. We have a new music video out that just was released on Vivo yesterday.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, literally.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yesterday, our time.
Yes.
Right, our time.
Right. But we're actually we're going to be in Delaware on September 19th. Your birthday, right?
The day after.
Oh,
is
the
my
day.
birthday.
Okay.
Are you guys
well,
going to be
happy
around for Day for
birthday.
Kids?
Don't
or
make
for Boys and
him
Girls
think.
Club? Or is there
It's
something
his
else going on
birthday.
that you're going to
No,
be
well,
doing?
it's the Happiness Project.
It's,
So this is
yeah.
Smyrna, Delaware.
Smyrna.
it's Smyrna. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Get it right. Smyrna.
Did you just say Smyrna?
Those
That sounds like
Smyrnites.
something a woman needs to go
Stop
through
it.
when she's having a kid.
No,
Yeah.
it's like
I got the
bagel and
Smyrna. I got the
schmear.
Smyrna exam.
right now.
Ernest, I had to go to the
It's
doctor
really
and they
a
gave me the
prison
Smyrna.
in two major
Can we-
Give me the
roads.
Smyrna.
Can we
It was awful.
redo that and
Yeah,
someone
okay,
else
ready?
say it?
Ready? So coming up, you're going to be in Smyrna, Delaware.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
doing the Happiness Project.
The Happiness Project.
Yeah?
So it's just to raise awareness for mental health and mental illness. So, come out to that.
You want
if
people to
you're-
be aware that they should be healthy about their illness mentally, or
Well, I mean, it's just people that have it. Like, I think it's, it's a real thing.
Play your uke. It's okay.
No,
Be
I know. I'm
comfortable.
gonna
It's
play
such a
my
strong
happiness
way.
little you.
Sing me a song about
Well,
mental
no, I'm
illness,
curious
please.
what got you involved in the Happiness Project, because I know that the Delaware Alliance for the Mentally Ill, NAMI and everything, they've been doing a huge push. They actually have a walk in October. Mental health is a major health crisis, along with probably why heroin is the epidemic it is in Delaware. So what made you choose or get part of the Happiness Project?
We actually did a couple things with Delaware Tech. So the people that it was actually the first one last year, and we're headlining this one. They asked us back, and they're just incredible people, and it's just to raise awareness that it's a real thing, and it's not, you're not crazy. I think that everyone has a little bit of mental illness here and there, and I think that it's something that gets overlooked. So I think this is it's raising awareness and to be aware. And
Could you two get
it's a
any
good
more
cause.
likable? I mean,
Right? Holy smokes! I'm honestly like I'm on the cusp of being like, can I marry one of your daughters?
No.
To your mom right
No.
now? I'm like right there.
Sorry.
Right there. It's the mole. It's the
And it's
deer.
Del
Yeah,
Tech
just blame
Stanton
it.
campus,
Yeah.
right? The Del Tech
Well, guys,
Stanton
thank you so
campus.
much for coming out and doing
This
our
one's
show.
actually going to be at the where is it? Distiller.
Smyrna.
Smyrna.
No.
Smyrna.
No.
Pap-
It's Painted State.
Smyrna.
That's where
Oh,
it
the
is.
Painted State.
Yes.
Yeah, right on.
So Painted State
Yes.
is actually a really great distillery. The gentleman who owns it, so fun, has his doctoral from University of Delaware. They have a cranberry bog on site.
That's
So
awesome.
really fun, and they're a great beer that I will actually have to save one of my bottles to give to you when you're there. It's called the Three Way with Missapillion, which is down in Milford. They did a collaboration, but really great, fun place. And they paint their own bottles.
Oh.
Really? Like hand paint them?
So that makes sense. Painted
There you go,
State.
you guys.
See?
This makes so
Exactly.
much sense now. That's what I just said, Jen.
All right.
Where have you been?
Good game. She
I'm
was
having-
zoning out. She was so
Stan,
trying to
I'm
look
having
it up.
flashbacks to the Maggie Gabbard show.
Oh man.
We love her.
Maggie's awesome.
Yeah.
Friends
No,
of
but
the show.
it was a show that just kept. It was incessant. It just kept going on.
Oh.
And we could. It's
The
one of those
show
things
that
like
never
we
ends.
can keep talking to you guys all night,
We'll
but
have to come
unfortunately,
down and see them at Painted
know.
State.
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
We have to wrap it up.
September 19th.
Cool, yeah.
Brian
September
Wild.
19th. All right, good. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for doing our show. Dan,
Thanks for
where
having
can
us.
people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/thedansanchez, or also those same things on Twitter and the Instagram.
Very cool. Jinni?
I can be found on Jinniisms, JINNISMS on Instagram, and under Jinni Hayes on Facebook.com. Don't take it personal if I don't friend you right away. And on Twitter, under Jinni Hayes handle as well. Or under Dorks and Forks. I respond under your voice too.
Yeah, cool. And yeah, I'm Brian Wild. You can find me at, of course, Dorks and Forks, Instagram at Brian Wild, and Twitter at My Friend Zombie. Thank you for everybody who participated. Thanks to our production assistant, Logan Kenny. Woo woo! Thank you so much. And I think that was it. I think that was it.
Yeah, we got to get him home for before he goes to
Cheers.
school tomorrow.
Dorksandforks.com. Check us out. Well, not even .com. The website will be up.
The website. We're
Check us out on
revamping the
Facebook.
website.
Revamping the website. That's why it's not up. Check us out, Dorks and Forks at Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. That was number 1 in the bank. Boo.